Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Thanks to those of you that have joined so far. It's kind of hard for me to tell how many people are on, but I'll go ahead and get started anyway. So this is my third Watch Me Viz. The purpose of these is to help you see how I approach a Makeover Monday challenge. This week is a Viz 5 dataset based on sexual and reproductive health of people in lower and middle income, I believe it's lower and middle income countries. So let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and go out to the Makeover Monday website and go ahead and go to the data source. And let's see, can someone on the live stream please verify that you can hear me okay? That'd be helpful. So this is the let's see, this is the original visualizations. Let's take a look here. So it looks like contraceptive use worldwide. There's no link to the actual visualizations, so I'm just going to go ahead and go down to the documentation here. Let's see, so first off there is a data dictionary, so let's see what that looks like. Okay, so the data dictionary looks like we have a couple of fields here. It's kind of like metadata, I guess. We've got continent, subcontinent, country. Okay, now this part looks important. So the percentage distribution, that's fine. Okay, so this next section, pregnancy intention. So it's split into women who want to avoid pregnancy and those who do not want to avoid pregnancy. These classifications, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Women classified as not wanting to avoid pregnancy include unmarried women. Women are, okay, this may have been underestimate. Okay, that's fine. Contraceptive availability, whether or not they're available. So for women who do not want to avoid pregnancy, this is not applicable. Okay, so I probably want to ignore then the women who do not want to avoid pregnancy. And then there's contraceptive needs are met and they're not met. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next PDF and see if this gives me any additional information. Okay. Unmet need is disproportionately high among adolescents, but I think this report is only 15 to 49-year-olds, if I remember right. So let's go back here. So yeah, this is 15 to 49. So the insights that are in about younger people are not really applicable to this visualization because those are not included. Okay, and then some bunch of facts and things. Okay, I'll probably ignore that one. Right, now we got a data set. Okay, that's this page, and then the data set itself. So it looks like we've got continent, subcontinent, country, the percentage, pregnancy intention. Okay, so here's that not wanting to avoid pregnancy, so I'll probably filter those out. And then we've got met and unmet, and then it looks like the unmet is split between traditional methods and no methods. Okay, we can have a look at that. All right, so I'm going to just download the data set. Oh, look, there's a nice little open with Tableau button here. I didn't realize that. I guess you can't probably see that on your screen, but yeah, anyway, that's nice. So let me go to Tableau then and go ahead and connect to my data source. Let's see, okay. And, ooh, what's going on here? Okay, oh wait, it's already there. Okay, great. So we've got continent, subcontinent, country, percent distribution. So I'm just going to rename this as, what are we going to call this? Let's see, let me go back here. Not quite sure what I want to call this field. Percent distribution of, okay, I'm just going to call it percentage of women. rename percent of women. Okay, and then we've got not wanting to avoid pregnancy. So why don't I just go ahead, so I can go ahead and add a filter here, a data source filter. So this is pregnancy intention. I'm just going to go ahead and filter these out from the beginning. Okay, so it gets rid of those. And then pregnancy intention. So I can probably just hide that column now. Well, I can't because I did a filter on it. So contraceptive availability, we have met versus unmet, and then we have the method. Okay, cool. So as far as the countries are concerned, so it looks like the countries roll up to a subcontinent. So I'm going to click on the little ABC, and those are not geographic now, but I can make them geographic. Go to geographic role, and then create from country. And that kind of creates like a group. And then I can do the same thing from continent. I can create a geographic role from subcontinent. And now we have a nice little hierarchy. I'll show you how that works. So if I double click on continent, we can hopefully, yeah, so now we can see the continents. So let me put that on color so you can see it a bit better. Okay. Sorry, my computer runs a bit slow when I'm live streaming. I'm not quite sure what I need to change to do that, but I'm just going to let it be for now. And then you'll notice here I have a nice little let me see if I can zoom in here. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Oh, if I zoom in there, okay, that's not working. See continent, and then I could drill down, and it should show me subcontinent. But anyway, if there's a hierarchy in the data, yes, you see now I can see all these other countries. I've opened this one on color as well. I get like shades of blue, shades of green, shades of orange. And then I could go down to country level if I want. And if I put those on color, we'll see we just get more of a range. Okay, so all of Africa is blue, all of the Middle East, or let's see, what do they call this? Western Asia is orange, etc. Okay, not, I'm probably not going to use a map, but just wanted to show you how that works. So I'm going to start by looking at, so for each country, percent of women, I'm just going to build a table. So let's make sure, so I only have the one pregnancy intention, so I can get rid of that field. And I can't hide it, okay. So let me create a folder. Let's see, where is it here? Okay, create, let's see, folder, add to folder. I'm going to call it do not used. And I'm just going to stick it in there. That way those are kind of hidden. Okay, so we've got the contraceptive method. So these three add up to, let's see, so Afghanistan. And then, okay, so those don't add up to 100% because of the data source filter I put on for the pregnancy intention. So that's fine. And then let's see, and then availability. So met, unmet. Okay, good. So these two add up to 19.49%. So let me get rid of that, and I get 19. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to set my default number format for the percent of women to a percentage to 1 decimal. Okay, good enough. So I think I'll just start by maybe making a, if I just make it a bar chart, put that on color, and then maybe I will copy this here. Okay, so I've got side-by-side bars. I'm going to maybe show the filter for continent. I'm just going to shrink it down to just one continent so it's easier to look at for now. Okay, so we got Fiji. What if I flip this around a bit? Let's put this here and this here. No, I don't like that. All right, so we've got met versus unmet. I'm going to put that on size, and then analysis stack marks off. Okay, so this should put my met versus my unmet there. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to create a couple of calculations here then. So let's see, percent met. just to make it easier, I'm going to fix this on continent. And I think that's it. And I want to say sum if contraceptive method, wait, no, availability equals unmet need, then I want to return the percent of women. Okay, and right, so move this down so I can read it a bit better. Sorry, I get a bit, I like things laying out so I can read them a bit better. So this is saying only look at those that are of an unmet need, or no, this should be met need. And then return the percent of women. Okay, that's fine. And then let's duplicate that. And let's call this 1% unmet. And I want to call this unmet need. By the way, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to post them in the chat. And if I see them, I will, yeah, so Kirthi Krishnan, I already showed how to convert the continent and subcontinent into geographic. You do it by, it's probably an ABC right now. Here, let me start with subcontinent, geographic role, create from country, and that creates like a group. Okay, so I'm just going to put my percent unmet up here as well. So when I look at, let's see, so that's my blue. So my blue line is 15% in here. Let's see, let me get rid of this. Okay, so I've got something wrong here. So that shouldn't change anything. Percent met. So we want to do it at the and then I guess the, let me try that. I'm just trying to get the numbers to work right. Okay, so I'm getting, it's giving me the total for the continent. Oh, I need to do it at the country level. Stupid. Okay, there we go. So I get 15.03 and 15, right, okay, so we're good now. So I need to fix this one as well. And it should be country, not continent. So country. Okay, so I kind of like the bar and bar, so let me, so bar and bar. And then let me just go ahead and duplicate this. And this time I want to look at percent of women met, percent met. Let me get rid of these two things. And I'm going to put percent unmet on the detail shelf and add it as a reference line. So for each cell, oops, let's see, percent unmet. Let's see, so let's make it a dot, or no, a line, just make it dark, untick. Okay, there we go. So now I can see which ones were met and unmet, and then maybe I color code them. Let's see if that works. So met greater than unmet. So I'm going to say, no, I just want to say percent met is greater than percent unmet. Put that on color. Okay, cool. So I could maybe make this red and maybe this, if I want to focus on the ones that are doing poorly, I would probably do it this way around. If I want to focus on the ones that are doing well, I would probably swap that. So let's sort by, come on, by the field, percent met, descending. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's not too bad. So let me number format. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is, so if I look at all of them now, this is quite terrible. Okay, let me just go through one at a time. So I wonder if I can count. Okay, I'm just going to try. So this is bar with reference line. I'm going to go back to Oceania because it's a smaller data set. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10 are unmet. So let's so I'm going to do number met. No, unmet. No, let's start with met. So I'm going to say that, and I want to count those. And let's see what that gives me. So I'm just going to stick that in detail and then put it in the tooltip or in the title. So percent. Let's see. 1. Okay, that's fine. It's giving me 1 because it's just true. So I need to, let's see. I want to say if I want to get the total number of countries that have met the need. Okay, so let's fix it on country. I probably don't need a level of detail expression here. If some, if met, unmet, then 1, else, let's say end, and then mustachio. And then, so that's probably going to give me, yeah, that's fine. And then this broke, that's fine. And it gives me 1 again, yay. So I messed something up here. If met, unmet, then 1. So why is that? I should be getting 5. So 1 and null. And then I probably, so I think I need to probably sum these up then. Nope, 97, right, that's fine. And then add the context, so I get 5. Okay, great. So what this is doing here is it's first evaluating each country, and it's assigning it the value of 1 if met is greater than unmet. And then when I total those up, there's 97 overall. And that's what happens when I remove this from context. So I get 97. But if I add this to context, then I get 5, and that's the 5 red bars. Adding to context makes the filter happen before it runs the level of detail expression. Okay, so that's that might be okay. So let me duplicate that and create the same thing for the number unmet. And then this would be equals false. And I'm going to actually just set both of these to be discrete. Okay, we get 5 and 5. Okay, so let me show the filter. Let me try a different area. So 30. Okay, wait, we got 4 unmet, 34 unmet. Right, okay, perfect. So that calculation works. All right, I might use this one. Okay, maybe, I don't know. So let me just take these off, just trying to make sure that those actually did something. So met, that's fine. So undo. Okay, so continuous. Okay, so now those are available in the tooltip in case I want them. Percent met, percent unmet, whatever. Number met, number unmet. Oh, so number unmet. No, that doesn't help. Get rid of those. Okay, and then, okay, so that's that. I'm going to duplicate this sheet again, and this time I'm going to actually, I'm going to move country here, leave that on color. create a shared axis, flip it around, and then let's make it a line. So now we can see this is now a spark line. Okay. So this is now, so this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries are red. Okay. So that just shows us that there's 5 countries that are met or unmet. So if I take continent and put it in the columns, let's see what happens. So let's put all of them there, and then worksheet, clear, manual sizing. Okay, there we go. So let's make it fit width for now. Okay, this is not too bad. So I'm going to put the number met after each of these, so 97. But that's because it's doing the overall. So I think what I need to do is add continent here if I want to get it at the continent level. So number unmet per continent. No, met per continent. And then unmet per continent. So all right, and then if I put unmet here, I should get both of them. Okay, so 2332, that's probably right. So if I do keep only here, I should get 32. Okay, good. Okay, I kind of like this one. I may use these somewhere else. So this is our slopies. Okay. Right, so slope graph, let's see, we could look at maybe the met versus the unmet by country. All right, and I like the percent met on the y-axis because it's, when I think of positive, I think going up, not to the right. So maybe we'll just make these a circle. And if I put continent on the color, are there any? No, that doesn't really do anything. Right. Just going to see if there's any concentrations, and there's so many in Africa and Asia that it's kind of drowns out the other continents. So yeah, I'll just leave it on detail though, in case I want it later. And maybe I can increase the size of these, maybe reduce the opacity a bit. Okay. All right, so what does that tell me? Now the thing is the scales are different. So this one goes to 70 and this one goes to 35. So I probably could get the maximum here. So let me create it. So max on max met scatter. So I'm going to do a window max of the sum of unmet. Okay, and if I put that onto detail and compute using country, I should see, yeah, so those are all max unmet. So 69.6, 69.6. Okay, good. And then let's, so we know the, well, I might as well do it anyway. Duplicate. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. Max unmet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple of reference lines on here. So we want both of them. So which one is which here? So I'm going to do a max. So let's do max. No, I want to do. Okay, so that's not right. let's do max. There we go. And then this one, edit. And then this should be max. No, I put the wrong one on here. Max unmet. What did I do here? No. Confused myself. Okay, there we go. So I want to, I'm using a little trick here to get, I want the scatter plot to always be a perfect square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these two lines and then make that a reference line for both axes. So let's call it max of axes. So I'm going to say if my met is bigger than my unmet, then I want to use my max met, else max unmet, and okay, I'll show you what this is going to do in a second here. So max of axes, we want to compute that using country, good. And now if I edit both of these, I can make this max of axes and then do the same thing here. So if I edit this one and I make this max of axes, you'll see the axis shifts out to 70. Now we have a nice little, now the axes are square, the ranges are the same on the two axes. So I'm going to, and actually I'm going to add 10% or maybe 5% to each one. So edit and then plus 0.05. Okay, that just gives it some more room to breathe. Maybe, yeah, that's fine. And now what I need to do is I need to edit this and make it, get rid of the computation, get rid of the tooltip, get rid of the line, and hit OK. And now it's kind of like invisible. So edit, and then none, 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 uncheck. Oh, it sounds like a thunderstorm is coming. Okay, so now when if I filter by continents, let's show the filter and percent met. So let's edit that. Okay, that's fine. So if I look down to just Latin America, for example, you can see the scale shifts. So Oceania, now the scale shifts to just 35 and 35 on both sides. So it's a good way to make sure that your chart stays square. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and flip them, even though I said I probably wouldn't. Let's undo. Let's leave it. Now I'm going to use another little trick to hopefully this works. Yeah, this should do it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a 45-degree line on here. So on this one, I'm going to make this a line, and size is as small as it'll go. I don't need those. I don't need continent, and I'm going to set the color to nothing. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a trend line onto, that'd be my percent met. And now if I dual axis this and synchronize, okay, and then I want to get measure names off of there. Now you can see I've got like a perfect 45-degree angle. So wait, what happened here? Need to edit, oh God, edit trend line. And I want to uncheck the recalculate, turn off the color per trend line, uncheck the show tooltips. Okay, and then I want to format it to make it really thin. Okay, there we go. Maybe make it a darker color as well. Okay, so now we see our reference line, and what I'd like to do about this then is to color them to say which one is higher, the percent met or the percent unmet. So so I could probably just put no on there. Let's put that onto color. And you see we now get a nice little line here. So I'm going to hide this header. Oops. Did I do that? Yeah, synchronize. and then show header. Okay, if I move these to the front, okay, it doesn't do anything. Right, so, okay, so I've got a couple views that I like here. So this is my scatter guy. Okay, right. Remember, I am able to kind of see the comments along the way on the live chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to shout them out. Okay, so I like my slope graph and I like my scatter guy. Okay, and then maybe I'll create a couple of big numbers. So let's see here. So if I do, so let's make these both continuous. And I'll put that on text. Put that on top of it. Okay, and these should both be number custom. There we go. And then percent met, percent unmet. Okay, so we've got, oh, that's not good. Yeah, so, oh, right. So I want to do percent of countries unmet. All right, so now I want to say, I want to count the number of countries in each continent. So, I want to do sum of the met divided by count distinct of country. And I actually want this to be the total. So, yeah. And then I need to wrap that in a sum. What I'm trying to do is get the total percentage of countries. So if I right click and drag country here and do count distinct, I get 148. So I'm going to do 97 divided by 148. So that's going to be what? 97 divided by 148 is 65%. So this number I just created should be 65%. I suspect it is. Percent of countries met, default property number format. If I hit OK, so 65.5. I don't think it really matters if it's 0.5. So I'm going to make it 1. And then I'm going to duplicate, oops, percent of countries unmet. And then this should be that. Okay. No, maybe I'll do that. So default, let's see, whoops, format. Number custom 0 decimals. Okay. So what can I do with this? Let's see. I think I'm going to do it like that. And then, so, wow, it is pouring rain. I think it was raining last week when I did this, but it is like a monsoon out there right now. No hail this week. Anyway, so I think I'll just do these as separate. So percent of this one is the unmet, untried. Okay, so I think I'm just going to move all this to the text shelf. Or no, move measure names. Yeah, measure names onto detail. No. I don't even know if I need that. So, oops. Yeah, so I need to just put all 3 of these. Oops. So, let's see. Okay, so 97 out of 148, or 66%. So yeah, I don't like that. How do we want to say this here? So I think I want to say met. So 47 met the con. So let's see what that looks like. Okay. Okay, so unmet. So I hopefully can just swap these out. 51% of countries unmet. Okay, good. I think I'm okay there. Let me try something here. I'm gonna make sure there's a space. There we go. Okay, minor thing, but it's annoying. Okay. How did you do your percentages in a search bar? I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, so it is, let's see, so if I do this now by, I wonder if I do this by, because my slope is by continent, so what if I put continents here? Oh, nice, this might work. Okay. I think insert. I think I'm going to put this here instead. I think I like that better. Brings more focus to the big number, I think. Oops. There we go. Okay, and this could be by continent. So I want to just replace continent everywhere with the uppercase continent. And that changes it all my calculations and everything. Okay. And then I'm going to okay. So, right. So we've got that. I wonder if I can mix that with my slope graph. I don't think I'm going to use this scatter guy or the what's going on here. All this does is give me context to that big number. But what I could do is in my tooltip. So I don't need any of this in the tooltip, so I could just insert my sheet bar with reference line. I generally hate this, but so let's make it like 300 wide. I don't know, 800 tall. I don't have any idea what that's going to do. Viz is too large to show. Okay, so that means I probably shouldn't use it. So tooltip, delete that, check. Okay. So I think if the focus of this slope graph is on those that have countries that have not met the need. So I think I'm going to probably just use this one. So color red, and then slopey color red. Okay. And then what I think I'll do is I'll color code this like that. That's Makeover Monday red for anybody that's interested. Okay, and then here in my slopies, I can go to my Makeover Monday color palette, choose the red. Okay, and maybe make these slightly thinner. Yeah, I think I like that better. Okay, let's see, and then format the axis to just be a percentage. And then when I hover over, yeah, that looks good. Okay, excellent. So I think I'm pretty close to done. So let's get rid of the title. Right. Okay, so let's maybe start throwing a dashboard together. So let's kill the phone layout. It's going to end up being, oh, we'll leave it like that for now. So I'm going to start by, any of you that watched last week, you saw me start with a floater, and then I tile everything inside of the overall floater. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to set some, maybe set it to like 25 padding. Okay, I'm going to put a, this is, let's just call this title. I don't know. And then maybe I'll stick a, put a blank below that. Let's make it 10. And then set the background to maybe gray. Okay, that's all right. So let's get rid of all of the padding. And now I can change the height of it to 1. I get a nice thin line. Do I like the thin line or the thick line? Maybe I'll stick with the thick line. Right, all right, and then what I'm going to do now is, yeah, I don't think I need any more containers. I'm going to put my unmet ban in the chart and then my slopey below that. And then let's see here. So stupid tiled container. Look at all the shit that it puts in here. Sorry, stuff. So let's float that. And then I'm going to kill that. And now I still have to delete this container. God, I hate it. Oh, remove from dashboard. Yes. Okay, so this I don't know if I want to use this, so maybe I'll just kill that anyway. So slopey, I could get rid of the continent. Dashboard. Okay, so if I make this fit entire view, and then drag the height a bit, and reset and hide. Okay, so I think the problem now is I have too much text up here. So I need to figure out a way. So maybe I think what I'm going to do, hopefully I can maybe put this in the, so yeah, that'll do it. And then let me go back here, continent on text. Yep. And then I'm just going to move this up to be at the beginning. So the problem now is I have this axis here, but I don't have one here, so they don't line up. So I could try a couple of things here. So I could, let me try a couple different things and see what works best. So let's go to, which one is it? Slopies. And I want to add in a distribution band. And I'm going to make it of a constant of percent of 1. So I want to do, maybe I'll do 25, 50, 75, something like that. And then maybe I should put 0 as well. And then my line, I want no line. Let's see, no, I can do, so I could make this look like a, I'm going to make it look like a grid line. So let's do that. Maybe make it a light gray. Get rid of the fill. And then the label will be value no tooltip. Okay, so let's see how that looks. I thought I told it to get rid of the shading. Why is it still shading? Well, isn't that annoying? Oh, let's see, value. Huh. Format, no fill. See, that looks like a bug. So I can now hide this header, and it looks like I have, and I can format and get rid of my grid lines. So no 0 line, no grid line. And then maybe I should, I don't like the 0, so I'm just going to get rid of the 0. Okay, I think it kind of implies there's a 0 there. So let's see. Okay, so now everything lines up nice and neat. So let me format and get rid of my. I don't need my axis ticks. I don't need my. I don't need my row dividers. I don't need them on this one either. And then, do I want column dividers here? If I get rid of my column dividers, and then I can hide these. Okay, there we go. So what I'm hoping now is, does that line up nice and neat going down the view? So that's locked in. Let's lock in the size of that. Okay, so now if I do this. So what's our data source here? It is, what's the data source? Data set summary. Oh my. I'm just going to say Guttmacher Institute. G-U-T-T. Created by. Okay. But I'm going to put some space below that. There we go. Okay, so now when I hover over these, okay, so let's go back to here. Let's remove this from my tooltip. So continent, country, this wasn't percent met. Okay, so let's fix the tooltip. So okay. So now I can say okay, so now that says percent met. Okay, so I'm just going to rename this as okay. Let me go back to my bands. I don't like these are a bit too big, so let's make it maybe 11. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Right, all right, I think I'm relatively happy with that. So let's take this and let's add some padding. Okay, just trying to move things a bit closer together. So this can probably reduce the height a bit. Okay. I can't determine if these need to have dividers going down. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Now it looks more like an axis. Maybe I'll shrink those down actually, make it a smaller font. Okay, right, so now I just need to come up with a title. I don't know why this is, that's weird. Why is this? Oh well, just leave it. Okay, so let's look back at the original article. And it says, okay. I don't like how this one says contraceptive use worldwide because it's not the entire world, so that's not quite right either. Let's see. So 3242. So 49. Let's see, unmet. So 51 out of 48. So 34. This is now unmet. So 51 and 30. So 34% of women overall. This is all the faffing about part that seems to take forever. So why is this? What's going on here? Doesn't look like it's, oh, it's because there's the big number. So I need to probably put some padding at the bottom. Okay, there we go. So then this needs to be a bit bigger. Okay, so 34% of women aged 15 to 49 do not have their contraceptive needs met. But I think I need to say something about the countries that happens in. So, because there's something in the original article. Let's see. So, I thought there was something in here about that. So maybe it's this one. Okay. Okay, so, okay. Lower and middle income countries. Lower, what, how they write it? Lower hyphen and lower middle income countries. So the title's way too long. Okay. I think I'm good with that. I need to be done anyway. I don't like how this 4 is being cut off. Maybe that's just the font. Okay, so this is Makeover Monday 2020, and this is what week is this? Week 34, I believe. Week 34. Yep. Okay. So I think I'm happy with that. Any questions? Does anybody have any last questions before I cut off here? Okay. So somebody left a yeah, somebody left a comment here. The percentages don't look right. Thank you for catching that. Let's see what happened here. So this one, 5 out of 10 countries. So maybe it's my percent of countries unmet divided by, that's because it's looking at the total number of countries. Thank you for catching that. So this should be fixed on continent. Great catch there, thank you. There we go. And maybe that changes the overall number as well. Nope. Because we still have 32, 42, 51 countries. 51 countries out of 148. So 51 divided by 148, that's 34%. Okay, cool. Yep. Thank you for catching that. Very much appreciated. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I guess that's it. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you learned something. I'll get this published up to Tableau Public. I appreciate you watching along. And yeah, have a good day. Let me see here. All right, and I'll be back next week with another Watch Me Viz with Makeover Monday week 34. Have a good day, everybody.